Thank you, Charles. I was. I'd like to extend a warm welcome again to all of our participants that I can see from Kenya, Zambia, South Africa, Senegal, Botswana, Rwanda, and hopefully more to join us too. So a warm welcome to everyone, and a reminder that this is your training, so feel free to interact with us as we go through the demonstrations. Today we'll be talking about using graphics and GIFs for Olympics social media. And I'll take you through an outline of what I'd like us to discuss today. I will be trying my best to speak slowly and clearly so that we can have a high quality of interpretation in the French room. So I've given the interpreters the liberty to slow me down if I get too excited and speed up, but I hope I will remember. We will be going through a quick recap of our past 3 sessions and how they lead into this session. We will be discussing why should we use graphics and moving animations on our social media. We'll then be looking at the specific tool, free tool that we have access to create these graphics, called Canva, which is available at www.canva.com. We will watch a video together on how to log in and use Canva for the first time. And then I would like to walk us through a demonstration of customizing an already available graphic template for use in the Special Olympics Mission Moment 3 marketing campaign that is available. And I would really like to encourage you to open up your browser and to try and follow the steps along with me. If we then have time and we've successfully completed that, we will then also be looking at a GIF template, which is a moving or animated graphic available in the Mission Moment 3 folder as well. But I would like to keep it brief in order to have your questions and to fully explore the tools and make sure that we are clear and problem shoot any of the first learning and getting started problems that you might have. So what are the goals of today's session? Why are we doing this? I would like program leaders and program staff to understand how to use the templates that are freely available to them, how it might be of use to their programs, and how they can get started. Then the secondary goal would be the creation of an engaging post that you would understand enough to feel confident enough to make your first graphic and post it on your social media for your program. And from this, I would love for you to give feedback on your online engagement to see if these graphics or moving videos give you more likes, comments, followers, and grow your sense of digital community for your Special Olympics program. So that's the vision for today. And I'll now be going into our quick recap of past sessions. So we started off, kicked off our session with going through the Special Olympics Africa Region Marketing and Communications dashboard and orientating you to that. I'll post the link in the chat box just in case this is a new journey for you and you're just joining us today. But we went through the marketing communications dashboard and how all of these trainings will be housed on the dashboard, as well as all of the resources, the presentations, and links to any useful information that you might need on your social media and content journey for your program, specifically for program staff, volunteers, athlete leaders, youth leaders, and anyone else that has an interest in sharing Special Olympics messaging online. Then we had an expert speaker, Julian Davis, who has 40 years of experience in public relations and in that field, as well as having started being part of the starting team of Special Olympics Ireland back in the very beginning. So He knows the challenges of a brand new Special Olympics program, starting from the beginning with media, with government, and he took us through a wonderful presentation on what makes a good communicator. And I think some of the key takeaways from that session was a great communicator knows their audience, and they do this by listening, by understanding what's important to their audience, and having a clear and simple message of what you would like your audience to do. He then built on that by looking at building an effective communications program for your specific country or sub-program or your national games, how to choose a priority target audience instead of trying to reach everyone, breaking it down and having a priority target audience, and setting realistic objectives for yourself week by week, month by month, and having a calendar for this. And that's a great build up into something like social media posting, where it's great to have a consistent and clear and very realistic program for posting. And then we went into the specifics of creating a social media plan last week with Tamsin Watts of TW Inc. She's shared some insights about the difference in short and long-term goals for your social media plans, how to track your results, choosing the right social media platforms to reach your audience and to match the kind of content that you have to share. And also, again, always looking at targeting that correct audience and trying to reach them specifically rather than trying to have too broad a message, trying to reach everyone. So a friendly reminder to please visit our dashboard. It is always available to you to see the past presentations and to see the past recordings that are always housed and always available there if you are onboarding someone new, or if you're wanting to refresh yourself, or you would like to delegate a program staff member to start looking at communication program, or board member or volunteer. All of this is housed, available there, and can be viewed on demand. The marketing and communications dashboard has all of the social media resources, such as the content calendar, all of the brand resources for Special Olympics, whether it's unified sports, health, youth engagement, unified leadership. All of that is linked easily and clearly there. And there's a recap of all these training materials and videos, as well as a playlist on YouTube for marketing and communications trainings. So if you would have liked someone to be on this journey with you, they haven't lost out. We will be continuing in 2022, and all of the past trainings are available on the dashboard and on the YouTube playlist. So taking one step back, and then I'll also just welcome some new attendees from other countries that have joined us. Wonderful to see you from Zambia, from South Africa, Eswatini, and I hope I'm not missing anyone, but welcome. Let's step back and ask, why should you use the graphics templates available to you for your Special Olympics program? So graphics are important for something like supporting our brand recognition. If we didn't have a consistent logo or brand identity for Special Olympics, all 200 of our programs all over the world would be posting, making banners, printing T-shirts, sending out communications with a very disparate brand message being sent, and there wouldn't be that unity in our messaging and our clear brand message of inclusion. So effective graphic design for social media, just like that, when someone looks at your program page, they can recognize the different posts as being part of the same Special Olympics Kenya brand, for example. I'll just be reassigning an interpreter, one moment. All right, sorry, continuing now. So it's connecting your audience, which might be, for example, youth in your country, with your business and services, which is to say with the Special Olympics organization and with the Special Olympics sports and health and leadership programming that we provide. So getting this visual element on your social media can grow your followers' engagement because they start recognizing and receiving the clear message of inclusion and of the talents and abilities of Special Olympics athletes that we're trying to send to them. And that brings us to a final and very important across all communications, but particularly when we deal with our population with intellectual disabilities. And that is the idea of read materials. And what that means, and it applies to every type of communication that you have, in whether it's at school, at work, in business, in your personal life, it's making the messages and communication that you are sharing more clear and more likely to be understood and taken in by your audience. So how graphics can do this is they supplement text in an effort to aid readers in their understanding of a particular concept, or even just to make it more visual and interesting. And we see the top brands in the world doing this with graphics. They're not hitting us with lots and lots of text about why we should be interested, for example, in the Nike running shoe. They are hitting us with visuals, with very little text, with clear font that's very large, and supporting their message visually. So we've seen this in our Fit 5 cards. We haven't given a book with lots of text for our athletes to follow and for family members and coaches to follow. We've provided visuals and text to support the visuals and support the message. We've seen this as well in the Special Olympics COVID-19 messaging. And you'll see that as well in your own government's messaging on COVID-19. They don't just give the instructions in writing, they also will support it with a graphic or a photograph demonstrating the clear message that they'd like to send. So when people say a mask is mandatory on a sign, very rarely will it just be text. They'll usually have a graphic of a face with a mask on. And then you can understand that someone that speaks another language can still understand the message. A child not yet able to read can still understand the message. So it really supports someone that is visually impaired and might not be able to read the writing clearly, has more chance of being able to understand the message. So that is what Easy Read does, and that's its power. And we want to use the power of the Easy Read methodology throughout Special Olympics programming, and that includes our social media. So I'll be launching a poll for you, and the poll says, which post do you prefer of these two? Or quel post préférez-vous in French? You can just choose one or two, but I also welcome you to say it verbally or to write it in the chat box, however is comfortable to you. I'd like to know what you think, and I'll be giving you a moment to give your responses, and then we'll speak a bit to that. While you're reflecting, I'll just acknowledge some of our new attendees. Welcome Mwapezulu, welcome Musonda Chilatu. I'm not sure what countries you're joining us from, but you are most welcome amongst us. Thank you. All right, we've gotten about 10 or 15 answers, and I'll start speaking to our answers. I'm going to end the poll. Okay, well, we had, everyone has said 2 on our poll. And in the chat box, from answers from Raja, Mike, Special Olympics, Eswatini, Zambia, Ross, Phyllis, Musonda, Nontandazo. Everyone has chosen 2. Maureen also chooses 2. Ross says 2 because it's clear and visible. Interesting. So when we look at these 2 posts and we look at the message that they might be trying to send, in fact, our brain isn't thinking that way. They are just, we are just responding with an emotion or a feeling or a resonance with the post. And that is what makes us look at this post. It probably makes us more likely to click the like button, to write a comment on how the post makes us feel, or to share it with friends if we want them to know more about Special Olympics, because this is something that resonated with us clearly. So I'm just checking the chat box. All right, I think we're good. So a fun fact as we talk about graphics as well is, and would anyone like to speak verbally? I'm happy to recognize. I don't see any hands yet. Okay, but feel free to comment if you'd like. A fun fact is that the evidence shows that Instagram photos or graphics that include faces are 38% more likely to get likes and 32% more likely to get comments. And if we look at why this might be, the studies around this show that it's just the same as in real life. Human beings are social animals. We are naturally attracted to faces because we want to see other people, as that makes us feel safe and increases our understanding of the environment that we're in. So using the faces of your athletes and the faces of your program stakeholders is a great way to build the Special Olympics brand. So let's use that evidence and use that science in our Special Olympics posts. And as we saw when we had a photo that was further back of a big group, it just didn't have the same response to all of us here on the call as when we could click the face with some little text and little messaging attached to it. So continuing, when we look, and this came up in last week's session, when we look at the different social channels and the different graphics and photographs that look good on different social media platforms, a challenge that we have is that each social media platform has its own posting styles and dimensions. So if we look at the size of an image on Facebook versus Instagram versus Twitter versus YouTube, it can be overwhelming or confusing what dimensions to use in your post. Because when a picture is cut off, I've seen it on myself on Instagram. I've posted a video and the head has been cut off and you just see a torso. That doesn't encourage someone to click on the post and you might have lost them. So how can we do this simply and easily? And how can we use the tools, the free tools that are available to create a good post for the right platform? Luckily, we have a tool for this called Canva. So what is Canva? We'll be looking at that on this call and walking through it and hopefully getting you started and logging you into Canva. So Canva is a graphics design program that can be used on your internet browser, www.canva.com. It can be used to create graphics. It can be used to create presentations, exactly like the one I'm doing now. I created this presentation quickly and easily on canva.com. So I can also share it easily with you if you would like this template, and you can make the changes to it that you'd like to make. You don't need a Microsoft PowerPoint license or something else that you might not have access to. And of course, you can use it easily on your cell phone. So this app, and why it's particularly of interest for us as Special Olympics, includes templates for you to use. And not just templates that are provided free by the platform, but also templates that we have received from Special Olympics International headquarters that they create especially for our marketing campaigns, and that you can put your program photographs, your program logos, the logos of your partners, and your call to action, which is something like, visit our website or donate for our national games. Whatever your message is, that can easily be put onto these templates. There are paid subscriptions for increased functionality, which are much more affordable than other professional design products, but that's not something we'll go into today. We are looking at what is free to use right now, today, for any person. So how to use Canva? I'm going to let Canva tell you the story of how to use it in its own video, which uses a lot of graphics. And I'll be sharing my screen with this, and I'll be slowing down the video a little bit for the sake of our interpreter. And I'm going to open it now. Feel free to leave any comments or questions so far in the chat box, and I'll attend to them after the video. So see you just now.
Designing can feel overwhelming, with complex interfaces, tools, and blank pages. Where do you start? Well, Canva is here to make it easy for everyone. First things first. Canva is made for you. It's been built for you to explore, experiment, make mistakes, and enjoy the design process by making work feel like play. Canva is jam-packed with inspiring templates, and our library is growing every day. We recommend you start small and add things as you feel comfortable. Let's check out the interface. Learn where to find what you need. Use and edit templates to make designs uniquely yours, and how to find more help should you need it. Our goal is to encourage exploration and build your Canva confidence, so you feel empowered to dive in and design anything. Ready to jump in and start learning? Let's go! First, let's log in. Once you're signed in, you'll see a homepage that looks like this. In the top left, you'll see the home button to take you back home, no matter where you wander off to. Under templates, you'll see categories of templates you can use. In features, you'll find photos, icons, and access to the Canva print homepage. The Learn menu holds everything from tips and tricks to in-depth courses where you can really get your study on. And pricing. If you already have a pro account, you won't see this. If you're using a free account, you'll find all the info you need about pricing or how to apply for a nonprofit or education account. Recommended for you populates based on designs you've created in the past, trends, events, and popular designs. Here you can start inspired with a template instead of a blank page. The All Your Designs page is home to all the designs you've created in this account. Just like with recent designs, it's a good place to jump back into a design you've been working on and pick up where you left off. Find designs that have been shared with you. This is one of Canva's superpowers, the ability to collaborate and share ideas with others. Brand Kit is available with a pro account and is a place to upload your brand resources, fonts, color palettes, and logos. This makes them easily accessible within the editor. Create a team and invite people to collaborate on projects here. You can also give people different permission levels. More on this later. All your folders allows you to organize all your projects. This will become very important as you start to create more and more. And your trash. Remember that thing you thought you put in a folder but actually just deleted? Whoops! Here, you can restore the item to bring it out of the trash or permanently delete it. If you select this option, be sure you don't need it because it will be gone forever. In the middle, you'll see the search field. This will be a place you go to often. Here is a link to get help. This will take you through to Canva's Help Center, where you can find all sorts of answers. There's also a search style help here. It's like a handy assistant if you need a quick answer. You'll find your account settings over here. Do everything from updating your details to signing out or referring a friend. Lastly, there's a button that says Create a Design. What happens when you click this button is the basis for the next video. So, there you have it. Welcome to Canva. You're signed up and signed in. And you know how to find your way around the home screen. Ready to keep going?
All right. So I hope that video gave you a taste and was clear, but we will also be now continuing with the walkthrough together and doing a demo, a demonstration or a practical exercise of using a Canva. And I will be walking you through by sharing my screen. A quick welcome and bienvenue to Abiola, Pacom, Marion, joining us from Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, and Zimbabwe. Great to have you. And feel free to ask any questions and engage with us. So the first graphic template we'll be working on is this one. I'll be walking you through how to use the Canva templates available to us for Mission Moment 3 and how you can customize the template for your program, like this one that I have made for Special Olympics Malawi. Then we might not have time, but we can also go through it at a future date if there is interest to go through making a GIF template, which is just the same, which is looking at using the Special Olympics templates available to make moving animations and tell more of a story on our social media, like this one that I made for Special Olympics Ghana. So let's dive in and see how far we get. What I'm really hoping is that all of you can join me on www.canva.com. And you'll be able to ask any questions and if you're having challenges. So what I will do now is I will take you to www.canva.com and show you how to access the team that we have for Special Olympics programs. So as we've shown you, once you go to canva.com, it will ask you to log in or sign in. And all you need for this is an email address. It is free to use. So once you sign in with your email address, you can ask for access to our team. And this team is called 2021 Mission Moments 3 Inclusion Works. There was also, this is the second time we've been using this. Previously, we have also the Mission Moments 2 folders that you could also be interested in using, which is around the Champions of Inclusion. So let's pretend that we are now wanting to use for the first time one of these templates. So you go here and you have a look on your screen. Perhaps you see this one and this one catches your eye. You view it. and it's just loading slowly. And then you think, I would like to use this and make it into a social media post for Mission Moment 3 for my program. All you do is you click on make a copy, and it will open up the template for you on your screen so that you can begin editing it. So let's do that together now. As always, remember this is a workshop, so feel free to unmute yourself and ask questions or type a question in the chat box. I see a hello and a thanks from Abiola and Marian. Thanks from Nomtamdazo and also from Pakom Akmal, who thinks this will be very useful for the creations of Special Olympics Côte d'Ivoire, which I'm pleased to see. All right, so let's say that we would like to use this template now. This is for the challenges for the Mission Moment campaign. So we can challenge someone to share a video about what inclusion means to them. We can challenge them to try beat one of our athletes in weightlifting. We can challenge them to a jump rope challenge like we had at the beginning of the year. Our Special Olympics South Africa athlete, Chanel Swartz, challenged all of us to suit up for like a champion and show us an outfit, our favorite outfit on social media, and that was very interesting. But for this one, I'll use the Special Olympics Malawi example, and let's say we want our athlete to challenge our partners to run 100 meters or race them 100 meters. So we can change the text here by clicking on it to race 100 meters. And we can then change our athlete's name to the relevant athlete's name that we want to use. And this is interesting here as well, that we can replace our logos. So you can replace the Special Olympics international logo with your Special Olympics Zimbabwe logo. Desmond says, can the final template be used in a PowerPoint presentation? So what you can do for a PowerPoint presentation is to download the picture. And I'll show you that at the end, Desmond. That's a great question on how you can then download this and share it on social media. So what we then will do is we'll see that there's a photo here and we want to replace it with an athlete from our program. So we will bring in from our computer, I'll just drag it onto my screen, any folder that we'd like. It's as simple as taking our photo and dropping it into our design like this. You'll then have your photo to work with. Another way you can do it is uploading media like you would usually here. So that will let you do it in the traditional way that you're used to accessing any of your data. And then you'll see here in a handy way that all of the images or videos, if you get to videos or audio, is available from the past to use here, including any other logos that you've used. So that's very easy to drag and drop, as you can see. So now that we've gotten our video, we can see that to fill the dimensions, we just have to make it bigger. So we can drag on a corner or on a side and make it as big as we'd like to make it. You can then easily position the photo as you'd like it to be. And as you can see, the example has it behind the text and behind this blue graphic element. So all we do is we go to position, and we can choose maybe to send it to the back or just, and then we can delete this one and see our photo in the place. So I'll do that one more time. We can choose the position of elements by selecting here. An easy way to do it is also just to right-click on any of the design elements. It will let you copy it, paste it, delete it, bring it forward. So I'll just do that as an example. Bring it to the front, and then showing you again, you can right-click and send it to the back. Okay, I've got a good question from Abiola. Can we share the procedure for requesting permission to join the Canva team? Absolutely, Abiola. Please send me the email address that you would like to use to access the account. So whether it's your Special Olympics email address or a private email address, whatever the case may be, all we need is that email address, and you will be added to the team that I showed you, and you will have access to all of these templates. So please feel free to email me or leave your email address in the chat box, and I'll get you added to that as soon as possible, even before the weekend. We did send out this information to programs, I think about twice or three times at the beginning of the year. So it's a great reminder to me to repeat that call for your program's email addresses to be added to the Canva team. Please don't hesitate. Let's get you on the team and get you using these templates. So we've then changed this information, and let's call Clara a gold medalist in athletics. And then back to Desmond's question of how can we then use this on a PowerPoint presentation, or how can we then post it to social media? Once you have completed this, you can simply download it here at this button, and it will choose a whole lot of settings, but usually the default settings are all that you need for social media. It's making it as a file type. You can make it a PNG, you can make it a PDF, you can make it a GIF, which we'll get into now, which is a video that loops for social media, which works well on platforms like Instagram or Facebook. And let's download it now. And then we can open it up and post it anywhere that we'd like to post it. It's as simple as that, and it's totally free. So one other feature that was mentioned in the video and that I'd like to share with you as well is that, say you want to collaborate. You could collaborate perhaps with me if you'd like the Africa region team or your program development manager to review what you'd like to post for any reason, to make any edits, to help you with any of the designs. You can then share what you worked on with, for example, me, my email address, and that person can help edit something or just view it and say, yes, it's good to go. But it's a very easy way to just share a link. And I'm going to copy a link here as an example. I'm putting this in the chat box for you. And you can simply click on that link, sign into Canva, and make your own changes if you'd like it to be an athlete from your own program. So that's a nice thing to do. You can work on it together with your youth leader or your athlete leader, and make sure that all the feedback is taken in on one document. So that's really the big power of Canva. So now that we've done this, I think I must just pause and let anyone know to please make a comment or a question. And then if we do have a little bit of time, I'll take us into the video option, which is available here. But while we're just looking at that, it would be great if any questions could be asked. I'm seeing email addresses that I've noticed, 3 of them from Nigeria, from Zimbabwe, from South Africa, and I will take careful note of those, and I'll make sure to get you the access that you need to our Canva team. That's wonderful. Can't wait to see your designs. I don't see any hands up, but I would still like to pause and just make sure that there aren't any questions before I move on to what a video might look like. Another email address from Botswana. That's wonderful. Thank you. All right. Well, I think I'm going to then use our time and go into the GIF that I had spoken about right at the beginning. So we'll go again onto our Canva team and we'll click this template and we'll make a copy of it. So when you have a small video or a small animation, you can watch the effects of the animation at any time by clicking this play button. So you can see or test whatever you've done and how it's going to look when you finish using it. So you can add all of these animation and design elements yourself on Canva freely and easily, but you'll see here that all of the correct branding, the spacing, the brand colors, the fonts, the sizing, everything is already pre-made for you really easily with the Special Olympics International templates. So it's a great place to get started. So for example, if we looked at all of the Canva templates, you'll see that there's so many options. And it is maybe a caution that I would send. You know, you can use every single one of these templates. I use a new template every day. There is enough variety for that. But that can become, in design or brand terms, what we call a bit of a fruit salad, where every time someone's looking at a post from, say, Special Olympics Bahamas, which is the example that we used in the beginning, it's got a totally different font, totally different colors. The sort of look and feel is always a sort of new thing every day. And that is something you can do, but what we would usually recommend from the brand perspective is to be using a consistent font, a consistent color palette, using your logo consistently, because that really builds the recognition and the awareness, the familiarity, and what we call the brand trust around people knowing what to expect on your social media platform every day. They're not going to be seeing wildly different things, some things they like, some things they don't like. They kind of get to know what Special Olympics is because it has that brand recognition and that brand familiarity. And that's how you can really grow and build because you have a clear message and a clear, what we would call identity and style, so that when they see something, you're not introducing Special Olympics from scratch. You're already building on the awareness, such as the font or the colors or the logo that they already know. So you're not starting from scratch. So I would have fun using the templates if you'd like to, but I would be cautious in rather starting out with always the Special Olympics templates, getting to know the look and the feel and going from there. So I'm getting some more email addresses. That's wonderful. From Eswatini, from Senegal, from South Africa, and I'll definitely be adding you to our team and we'll be happy to have you there. Thank you so much. Okay, so we've seen now that this is a series of images that are animated and flow together as what we call a GIF, which is a moving set of images. So we can now use this template, and here you could change this to, you know, follow our Facebook page or sign up as a volunteer or click on our donate button or sign up to our newsletter, whatever your call to action can be. All of this is, of course, customizable to your program. So let's start here. And I'll use the example that I've shared with all of you, which is from Ghana. So again, we'll say meet Victoria from Ghana. So you just double click and change the text as you'd like to tell your story. And of course here I can change this logo and replace it with the Special Olympics Ghana logo if I prefer. We'll say that, we'll change the name here and say Victoria. Excuse me, Victoria is a Special Olympics athlete. And here we'd like to show a nice, clear, strong picture of Victoria. So again, we can take that photo from our computer or wherever it may be, drag it in simply. Or we can drag it in from the upload media box from the side. And we can see here in the sizing that they've used the whole screen. So we can make this much bigger so that it fills up our whole screen nicely and so that we can see Victoria's face nicely as we're telling our story. So here again, we use the position function, which we can access either here on the top right, or we can simply right click and send this to the back. And we can move it around as we think it looks good. And here is where we then tell our story about what she does as a profession or as another activity that she participates in off the sports field. So with this, I'm going to say, and a talented seamstress. And I'm going to replace the picture again with a picture of my own athlete that tells my story. So here's Victoria sewing. And I hope I'm not going too fast. Remind me to slow down if any of the steps are unclear. Once you get used to using the platform, you do speed up and it really doesn't take too long. You'll see as you become comfortable, it becomes just as easy as anything that you're used to doing on your cell phone. Again, we position it, we send it to the back. Then we have the two pictures that they put next to each other to tell the story of Special Olympics athletes having talents beyond skills and sport. So here again, we want to put the sports image. We just can drag it in as simply as that. And next to it, we're going to put our sewing image. Here's another one of Victoria sewing, which I really like. And that's it. We can change our call to action. Would anyone like to give me a call to action that they're currently using in their own program, such as sign up as a volunteer or donate for our national games or support our athletes going to winter games? Can anyone give me an example of a call to action that they're currently using? It would be great to hear from you. All right, well, I'll say I'll then leave the call to action as it is, which is our global call to action, which is join us in celebrating that inclusion works by signing the pledge at wechallengeyou.org. So before we download it, we can then also preview it once more, which is just pressing the play button here on the top right-hand side. Okay, great. So now we can, in the same step, download it here at the side as an MP4 video, because that's what a GIF usually is. And remembering that we can rename it, whatever we want to rename it, we can call it Victoria from Ghana, and share it with anyone. So I can share it with all of these email addresses that you've sent me, for example, or I can share it with my program leader. And from here and from opening this file, I can share it on WhatsApp, share it on my Facebook or Instagram. So one last thing I'd like you to look at is just the function of choosing the right dimensions if you want to start a post from scratch. But let me just see if we've got time for that. Can I have a show of thumbs up or thumbs down if you'd like to know how to choose the right dimensions for a post for Facebook or for Instagram? Seeing one thumbs up from Marion, thank you. Anyone else? Thumbs up from Musanda, from Nomtandazo. Thank you, guys. Okay, well, since there are 3 of you that would like to see that, 4 of you, one from Zambia, thank you. I'm going to just quickly give you an example. Can I ask someone to say out loud which template they would like to see? Would it be an Instagram post, a presentation, an Instagram story, a video for YouTube, a Facebook cover, email header? Can someone give me an idea of a dimension or a template that you would like to see or use? A Facebook cover. Thank you, Nomtandazo. That's a great one. Okay, so you'll see that there's a lot of different ways, and you can in fact see a Facebook cover here, so that's great. But these are just suggestions that you might want to try. It's then easy to search by type. So a type of video, for example, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, a video ad, a mobile video. But for this one, we'll go to social media. And you can see here that a Facebook cover comes up in the top suggestions. It's also organized by platform. So we have, and warm greetings to you, Jose. Wonderful to have you with us. Of course, the videos are on our YouTube playlist as well and can be viewed anytime. Thank you. So here's by Instagram, by Facebook, for example. And what we wanted was a Facebook cover. Say we didn't know how to find that and we were in our homepage again. You can also search Canva here in the search bar and simply say, Facebook cover and see what comes up. So here you'll see where I'm putting my mouse. It has already the correct dimensions built in so that your photo isn't going to be warped or stretched or too small or too big so that you just see, someone's leg. It will be the exact right size. So let's click on it, click on Facebook cover. And here it will give you a whole lot of exciting templates. But let's just think that we, in our example, we want to make something that resonates with Special Olympics. So let's start with a blank template. So here you can see that it has put your Facebook cover in the exactly right dimensions that you need. And you can start writing, adding photos and experimenting here to see what will look good. So you can choose then your logos, your Special Olympics logos. And you'll see here on the Canva team that there is a brand kit here on the side where they have, for example, uploaded some of our brand. And the right uploaded fonts are here, the Ubuntu fonts. And there aren't logos here because each program uses its own logo, but you can, of course, add the logo yourself. So let's go back to the one we're working on and see, for example, if we wanted to use this photograph for our Facebook cover. It's fine, but you can see that an image like this doesn't actually fill up the whole space very nicely. So you're going to have some blank space. And this is where you can start adding the design elements that you might have seen on another Special Olympics branding. Maybe you want to have Or let's, for an example, make this into a Facebook cover, if that's of interest to anyone. Oh, we're running out of time. But here you could then copy and paste this in and see how you can resize all of this to make it a nice size for a Facebook cover. Maybe you want to put this at the size. Maybe you want to reshape all of this so that it fills the space more nicely. Maybe you want to put two photographs, or have that there and have another, have another color element going off on this side. We can spin it around maybe. This is just to give you ideas of what you can do and what is possible. And what I'd encourage you to do is to share anything that you'd like to share with me if you feel maybe not that confident yet about where you want to place the logo, or position that, bring it to the front. You can just reach out to me and I'm happy to workshop these things with you. We can do another session if there's demand. I'm noting what you're saying, Jose, about challenges for t-shirts and hats, that kind of artwork as well. Feel free to send it to me. I'll always assist when I can. But in respect of everyone's time, I don't want to go over. We can do more sessions like this. You can always send artwork to me for approval, and we'll take it from there in 2022 and towards the end of the year, and we'll have one more session next week. Before I close and ask for questions, I'd just like to remind everyone to mute everyone. I would just like to remind everyone to sorry about that, to join us next week, where Julian Davis will be bringing together his sessions on what makes a good communicator and how to build an effective communications program. He'll be joining us once more for his third and final session, and I really hope that you'll be bringing him some questions on choosing target audiences, on crafting your message, a simple, clear, effective message, and setting realistic goals. Anything that he's brought up that you are not clear on how to take that next step for your program, he really welcomes your questions. He wants to answer specifically to your needs and to your challenges. So I encourage you to please send me a question in this week if you'd like him to address it, if you don't feel as comfortable bringing it up in the session. We're always here to listen and learn and work with you, and please feel free. So I'm going to end it there, and the time is up, but I will be staying on to anyone that would like to ask me any questions. I'm just going to give it another 15 minutes. I'll just be here to listen and hear from you. So I'll officially release you back to your days, but I'll be here online to still answer any questions. Remember that this recording will be shared on our YouTube playlist, and that all of our past trainings, including the presentations, the templates, the resources, are available on our marketing and communications dashboard. So I'm going to copy and paste those links here once more. And with that, I will let all of you go. So thank you, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful Friday. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And we look forward to seeing you next week, Friday, with Julian Davis.